welcome to this episode of The Beer Chasers. I'm Preston. Today we're joined by special guest Rob Chalmers, the brewer of the Boar Beer. Rob, how's it going?
Hey, it's great. I've been doing very well. Everything's going pretty awesome. I've been looking forward to this day. Yeah,
man, we've been talking about doing some Beer Chaser filming. Now that I'm in the Pinellas County area, we're no longer in Orlando, so now I'm here. We're here with Rob. Today we're at Paradise in Clearwater, Florida. We're going to check out the brewery. We're going to talk with Julie and Ken, the owners. We're going to try some of their beer. Rob, are you ready?
Oh, yes.
Let's go ahead and do this. Beer Chasers here with Julie and Ken, founders of Paradise Brewing. How's it going, guys?
Awesome.
Great.
All right, so before we get into talking about your brewery, I wanted to ask how you guys got started in the beer industry.
Back in 2004, we both actually worked for Anheuser-Busch at different plants, and I was kind of on the production engineering side, and Ken was on the hot side, and he got all this awesome brewing experience.
I got a chance to run the 10 million barrel per year brew house. I got to spend time in the quality control lab. I went through their beer school, and I got to hang out with the brewmaster and on the brewmaster's taste panel and see how he tasted beer, what he was looking for in beer, what kind of quality control he was doing, and I got a chance to sit in on that. So.
Very nice. So that's definitely some experience you're taking here to Paradise.
Oh,
that tasting experience.
Quality and consistency.
So, did you guys do any home brewing before Anheuser-Busch? That's something you guys kind of got into, as you learned about it.
We were real young when we were at Anheuser-Busch. I think we were just about legal then. And so we started home brewing after Anheuser-Busch, but it kind of piqued some of Ken's interest in getting into the fermentation arts and sciences because he got to see how it all worked.
As an electrical engineer by school, I want to know why, I want to look at the details, I want to get down and understand the science behind beer and understand the science behind water chemistry and things like that.
Yeah, that's a cool thing I found about home brewing is there are those niches. Some people love ingredients, some people love the equipment and stuff like that, and like you're talking about, you're all in about the water and everything. Yep. So it's really cool. It kind of satisfies a lot of different kind of niches that a lot of people wouldn't understand. It's more than just getting cheap beer or free beer or whatever it is. There's actually some really cool things you can do with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of art, there's a lot of science, there's a lot of mechanical. I mean, it fills a lot of those.
Cool. So we're going to fast forward now to 2013. You guys have opened up Paradise here in Clearwater, Florida. So before we get into the specifics of the beer, can you tell me how you came up with the name Paradise?
Sure. So Julia's from the area. I'm from South Florida, but we've lived around the country. And every time that we were coming back to visit family, we always said we're going back to Paradise. We're packing up our bags, we're going to Paradise. And so when we opened up our business, we knew we wanted to open up our business in Paradise. And we had kind of played with the name Paradise Brewing Company, but it really didn't, it wasn't indicative of the kind of beers that we wanted to make. For instance, if someone picked up a can of Paradise Brewing in Colorado and it said Paradise Brewing Palm Tree, and it said Clearwater, Florida, they're going to expect something that's a light lager or fruit-flavored beer.
Right.
That's not the kind of beers that we focused on. And so we wanted our beers to be taken seriously. We wanted everyone to understand that we're making bold West Coast-inspired beers. And so we started playing with the name Paradise, and we landed on Paradise because it's just the two of us. We're a pair, and we've collected dice, and no other brewery actually uses dice in their emblems or as a beer name. So we kind of picked that up, and we thought that would be different for us.
Awesome, sounds cool. So can you talk a little bit about your brewery setup? What you guys got going on here?
Sure. We have a 15-barrel brew house, and we have 4 30-barrel fermenters. So 15 barrels is 465 gallons. That's what we can brew at a time, and we can ferment in each vessel. We can ferment 30 barrels. So we can ferment 930 gallons, and we have 4 of those. So we have 4 different beers going on at one time, and that's what we currently have set up.
What's your typical brew week or brew month look like for you guys?
We actually have a pilot system on site too. So we try to brew on the pilot system twice a week and the production system once a week. And we're trying now to get into a routine where we've got two big beers coming out of the fermenter each week and 2 big beers going into the fermenters each week.
Okay.
And that's kind of the schedule that we're trying to get on.
And it sounds like you guys have some core beers as well, something you're always going to have on tap when people come in?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we've got our Parlay Pale Ale, which is just a nice West Coast style light body but nice hop citrus burst pale ale. We've got our Hop-Bet Red, which is really kind of a red IPA. It's a big malty caramel malt backbone with the hops to balance it out. So everything we do here is dry. We dry everything out. So you won't get a lot of sweet beers from us, but you get a lot of balanced beers. We like to use hops to come up with flavor, aroma, and bitterness. And so we use them for everything. We also have our Little Joe Oatmeal Stout, and that's been awesome for us. It's been touted as one of the best stouts in Tampa Bay. You'll get a lot of notes of dark roasted coffee, chocolate, a little bit of toffee, and some creaminess from the oats. And then our latest core beer is our Nina Wit. It's a Belgian white ale. And yeah, that's brewed with wheat, orange peel, and coriander. Nice, light, citrusy. That's our beach beer.
Yeah,
for
just a great summer beer, great Florida beer, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Cool, and you guys also have some like limited releases of the seasonals you guys put out?
Yeah, we're actually really excited about that. We have a whole lot of pumpkin right now.
Nice.
So we've got
it is a season. At least it's not July and we're talking about pumpkin.
No, we're you'll see pumpkin when pumpkins are naturally occurring in the environment. We've got our Bone Daddy pumpkin that's going to be coming out here in a month or so, and then we'll be brewing our Winter Warmer, which is a ginger vanilla cookie type porter.
Wow, sounds awesome. Can't wait to try that one.
We also have, in the winter, we have a strawberry seasonal with Plant City strawberries. We use locally sourced strawberries to brew a strawberry blonde.
Awesome, sounds
so
great.
That'll show up in January, February, since that's our strawberry season here in Florida.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I had to ask about this. I saw a picture of you guys sharing a beer with Barack Obama on the website. When and where did this take place?
It was during the last elections, and we were actually in Orlando. We were watching a Gator game, because we're big Gator fans, at the Gators dockside there. And he was doing his campaign runs, and he came into the sports bar we were watching the Texas A&M game at.
Wow.
And they locked it down, and he came by and said hello to every single table. So it's pretty awesome.
So we're about ready to wrap up here. So what's next for Paradise? Where are you guys going? We have any brewery expansion? Are we going to bottle or distribution? What do we got going on?
Yeah, we're looking at expanding our distribution territory. So we're hoping to get down to the Sarasota and Bradenton areas soon, and then out to Orlando and maybe up through Gainesville and Jacksonville. So that's what's next for us.
Cool. So in closing, is there anything you'd like to tell the Beer Chaser audience?
Welcome to Paradise. Come check us out. We focus on just making damn good beer. That's how we roll. Come out and get a pair.
Yeah. So what's the address for the location here?
We're at 4400 118th Avenue North, Suite 208.
All right, Julia, Ken, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right, so we've talked with Ken and Julia. We've checked out the brewery. Now it's time to try some of their beers. So the gang here's been kind enough to hook us up with a flight of some of their beers. Rob, what do we have?
Well, we have the Hop Bet Red, the Nina Wit, the Fowler's Bluff IPA, and to finish it off, the Little Joe Stout.
All right, I think we should probably go light to dark. We'll start with the Nina Wit.
Yes.
Okay, we'll go through the typical thing. We're going to look at the appearance. We're going to do the smell, the taste, mouthfeel, overall. Sound good?
Yes.
All right, so let's check out the Nina Wits. What do you think on the appearance of this one for a wit beer?
I would give that a 4.
4? I'd agree with that. It's kind of light. It's golden. It looks pretty much just like it should.
Yes.
What do you think about the smell on this one? Almost has like a little bit of that nuttiness, kind of. How do you describe that?
It's definitely balanced. I'm gonna give this a 5.
Yeah, I can smell the Belgian yeast as well. Kind of that little kind of dirty, earthy kind of character that Belgians kind of give.
Yes.
And there's a little bit of orange, maybe. Like I said, and there's a little bit of maybe the nutty is that vanilla. It's like a little bit of vanilla, a little bit of orange, coriander.
From the yeast as well.
Cool. I will give this a 4 for the smell. I said it could be a little stronger, a little more pungent, but overall, above average, I think. Yeah. Best part, this tastes this bad boy. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's good. It's nice and light. That's refreshing. Man, that like nuttiness that again I was talking about really bursts, really pops.
Definitely, with the health of the yeast.
Mm-hmm. And, what do you think on this one for taste? 1 through 5.
Say
for
4.
Yeah, I'd agree. I'd give this a 4. It's definitely above average. For me, it's missing maybe a little bit of the coriander that I'd expect, a little more of that kind of oranginess that you're kind of expecting with a wit. But overall, I think it's, again, above average. It's great.
Yes.
So how about the mouthfeel on this for a wit? It seems pretty light, kind of, it coats it enough. Yeah, real smooth.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No complaints. I drink this all day long.
Okay, so I think I'll give this a 4 on the mouthfeel. What do you think on that?
I would agree
Am I
with
right?
4. Yes.
So I think that probably puts us both overall in this beer somewhere about in the 4 category. I think it's about above average for the style in pretty much every way. You know what I mean? It's definitely good.
Absolutely.
Cool. Let's go ahead and move ourselves on to the Hop Bet Red. That's gonna be this one right here. All right. So appearance on the hotbed red. It's red, but it's a little darker red. Kind of got a little bit of brown to it. What do you think on the appearance for a red ale? This isn't a style I'm super familiar with. I've only had a couple, but
I'm going to say, since I'm familiar with this style, a 5.
5? Okay. I will stay safe and say a 3. I think it looks as expected. I'm not trying to be despair or dishonest. I'm just not super familiar with the style, so I'll stay safe and give it a 3 just from my experience with it. Smell this bad boy. Smells some of the hops right off, but not super pungent. Not kick you in the face, but just enough. Do you get any kind of malt? I really don't taste or smell a lot of malts. It's more kind of hop forward.
Yes, I would say more hop forward.
Okay, so on the smell, how would you rate that for a red ale?
Set 4.
4? Okay. Again, I'll go a 4 as well. I think it smells nice. Again, I don't know, to the style, I can't really necessarily speak so much to it, but it smells nice. Well, taste this one. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's a little more hoppy than I would expect from some of the other red ales I've had. So again, I just don't know if this is that different or if the other ones are lacking. I just really don't know. Can you maybe fill in a little bit on that? Like, what do you taste with this one?
I would say a little bit hoppier, but right on the money.
Okay.
I definitely enjoy it. Very good taste.
I think typically a red ale, you expect a little bit of caramel, right? They kind of like some of that caramel, burnt almost kind of flavor, if I'm not mistaken.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah.
So I don't get a whole lot of that from this one, but
definitely smooth.
Yeah, for sure. What do you want to rate the taste?
Say 4.
4? Okay. Again, I'll stay safe at a 3. I don't think it's below the style. I can't say for sure that it's above style, so maybe that's not fair necessarily, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a 3 on this one as the rain begins to come down again. Oh, sorry for the mouthfeel on this one. So how do you think this one coats the mouth? Is it bubbly enough for the style? What do you think?
Yeah, I would give it a have to stick with 4.
Yeah, I'd say 4 as well. I think it coats nicely. I've had some of those other kind of cheaper red ales, and they're a little thinner. I think this is kind of right where this should be for the style, based on the hops, the flavor that's there. It's not too thick, not too thin.
Right.
Got a nice little bubble on the tongue. Overall, how do you feel about the hotbed red?
I would definitely sit down and drink quite a few pints.
Okay.
The style I like.
So overall, how do you rate that? 1 to 5?
I'd stick with 4.
Okay. 4 all around. I will go with a 3.5 again. I had a couple 3s, a couple 4s. Again, partially because I'm not really familiar with the style so much. I don't think it's a yucky, gross beer. From what I know, it's pretty much right where it needs to be. A little better in some categories. So, hey, 3.5 is not a bad score.
Right.
Now we have the Fowler's Bluff IPA. So I imagine this one we should get a little more hops from that last one, since it is an IPA.
Yes.
I like the appearance of an IPA. So this is something I'm familiar with. So I think the appearance to me, it looks a little light. It's a little lighter. Typically you want it to be a little more red in hue. Again, this is one of your styles, so I mean, tell me what you think.
It does look a little light, so I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay, 3.5. So slightly better than most, but still not quite that 5 perfect where it should be for the style.
Right, but
Okay. How about the smell? Doesn't smell super hoppy.
no.
I do smell, I want to say it's like that piney kind of hop. It's not like your grapefruit floral hop, so maybe it's, sort of it's a good way to smell it. Now we're the Coke Chasers. A whole different show. It's coming next fall. So what do you think on the smell of that one for an IPA?
A 4.
I will go at 2.5. I think it's just slightly under style. Again, when you expect an IPA, you expect some kind of hoppy flavor up front. And to me, at least, again, it's lacking just a little bit in that category. So, kind of taste it. Cheers.
Cheers.
That's actually pleasant, though. It's nice. I like that it's not over hopped because that comes kind of in the flavor too. A lot of times hops will just knock you over the head. This is probably a lower IBU hop than some of the other ones out there. What do you think?
I would agree, and it's definitely balanced,
Yeah.
very smooth.
Yeah, I like the malt profile and the balance with it. So for the taste, I will give it a 3.5. So hopefully we'll make up for that 2.5 there a little bit. So we're back on road to being a good average beer here. But
Definitely an IPA drinker all day, and I'm gonna stick with 4.
yeah, I think it's a little more sessionable. This isn't like your super thick, beating you over the face with hops, melting your teeth off, kind of hop flavor. So I do appreciate that because again, I've been through the hop phase and I've gone that route, the palate wreckers where you're just melting enamel off your teeth just because it's hops for hop's sake. But I do like the balance on this. How do you feel for the mouthfeel?
4, definitely.
4. I definitely agree with 4. It's again, not thick, not too thin, right where the style should be. Perfect. So overall, how do you feel about the Fowler's Bluff IPA?
Said I'm a big hophead pale ale IPA fan. This is something I could drink quite a few pints of.
All right. So on 1 to 5, how would you rate overall?
Definitely 4.
Okay. All right. So I will agree with that. I think 4. Actually, let me say 3.5 because it's slightly above average. I do love the malt and the balance in it, but like I said, the smell is a little let down. But again, hey, the way beer chasing goes sometimes. All right. Let's move on to our final beer here today. It's the Little Joe Stout. So the appearance for this beer, I mean, that's a stout. This is about as dark as they get. I almost want to say it's motor oil black. So I mean, for appearance, I'll go 5. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
Absolutely, 5.
I would smell this bad boy. That's a stout.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you get the roast for sure. Not super like coffee-like roast though, but you can definitely tell there's going to be some bitterness in there.
I'm liking it already.
How do you want to rate that smell?
5.
I'm going to go a 4 out of 5. Like I said, it could be a little more maybe chocolatey, a little more of the oatmeal-y, because I think this is like an oatmeal stout, so I'd like to smell a little more of that, but if you smell it, it's definitely a stout. There's no question of like, is it a porter, is it a stout? I'm not quite sure. That's a stout. Yeah. Cheers, my friend. Taste it. That's good. That is my kind of stout. So if you watch Beer Chaser episodes, you kind of know that I'm not necessarily into stouts, but it's something I've been trying. I'm not turned off by it. Like, I really want to try and find one I like. This is more the style I like. It's not that over-the-head beating you with coffee, roasted, dark, bittering, flavor.
That's right.
What do you feel? How do you think about this one?
Very smooth, and just like what you said, it's right on with the malts.
But it tastes like is there a little bit of smokiness to it? Can't tell if there's like a little bit of smoke flavor to it.
Probably from the roasted malts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use some of the smoked malts.
Yeah.
So, taste, how you want to rate this one?
I'm gonna go with stick with a 4.
Okay, I'd agree 4. I think there's definitely some better ones out there, but this is definitely approaching that line of being a really great stout. Definitely above average. Good stuff. How do you feel about the mouthfeel?
Definitely a 4.
Okay. I will go with a 3 in the mouthfeel. For me, it's just a little thin. Usually stouts, you kind of think it's really thick. I'm not going to say chewy, but it's kind of, you want that thickness in a stout. You kind of want it to be heavy, full body, and you want it to kind of linger around a little bit. So this one's a little lighter, it's a little thinner, so while it's got a good flavor.
I can see that.
It kind of dissipates a little bit, so I still think it's above average, so I'll give it a 4. But there could be a little bit of room for improvement there. So overall, how do you want to rate the Little Joe Oatmeal Stout?
A 4.
4? I definitely agree. That's a good 4 rating, above average. So I was going to wrap up this tasting aspect of it. I mean, 4 beers, you rated all of them pretty much, I think, 4 across the board. So all these beers, you were above average.
Yes.
I can't quite remember everything I rated, but all of these, none of them were below average. They're exactly what you expect to be. Awesome for a great startup. They've been here, 7 or 8 months at the time of filming here. So, I mean, they're only going to get better. They talked about doing a bunch of seasonals. They're local. I mean, you can't go wrong with it. But, I've done some of the brewery tours we have, and it's just like, they're watered down. They haven't really perfected the style yet. All these are great crafted beers. They all fit the style. And, and for you, some of them are above average, and some are not above average. So, I'm thoroughly impressed. I'm definitely going to be coming back here.
Absolutely. Same here.
Cool. Well, Rob, thank you so much for joining me today. I think that's pretty much going to wrap up the episode. For Preston, Rob, we're the Beer Chasers. We'll see you later.
Beer is good. Beer is good. Beer is good. It's drink some beer.